Okay, everybody. So Elon just posted something on X that I think most people are going to scroll right past. And it would be a shame because what he just laid out is a roadmap for how artificial intelligence is literally going to leave the planet and power the Earth. We're literally talking about AI satellites orbiting Earth in 3 years, just 3 years, and then moon factories with electromagnetic railguns shooting satellites into space within 4 years. My son is literally going to grow up watching this happen in real time, if the timelines are right, obviously. And the crazy thing is, if you actually sit down and understand what he's saying in this post, not only do you realize this is physically possible, but this is going to be when AI goes from being limited by what we can build on Earth to being limited by how much sun energy we can capture in space, which is basically infinite. I want to break down what he said, why this is possible now, and what it means for literally everything: your job, the economy, how fast AI gets smarter, all of it. This is one of those things where 5 years from now, we're going to look back and be like, oh, wow, yeah, okay, yeah, this post changed everything. Yeah, just everything's different now. So there's two phases to this. Phase one is the satellites in orbit with AI compute. And phase two is moon factories with these insane electromagnetic railguns launching satellites from the lunar surface. Let me repeat those words again. Moon factories, railguns, AI satellites. What is this? Where are we right now? But when you understand the physics and the economics, it actually makes perfect sense. Let me walk you through both of those. Right now, we've got this massive problem with AI on Earth, which is power. We've hit a wall, and that wall is electricity. And you've probably seen a lot of headlines about these gigantic data centers that OpenAI is building, Google is building, Microsoft is building. A lot of these buildings are going to consume as much power as a small city. Even politicians are making a big deal out of this. Every time you want to scale up AI, you need more compute, which means more power, which means more cooling, which means more infrastructure. The United States generates about 460 gigawatts of power on average. That's the whole country. That's everything in the country. Your house, my house, every factory, every data center, every street light, everything. 460 gigawatts total. Now imagine trying to add another 100 gigawatts just for AI data centers, which is in the plans for all these companies. You literally can't do it. You physically cannot build that many power plants that fast based on the demand for AI. And even if you could, you're now competing with everything else that needs electricity. People have to heat their homes. People have to operate their businesses. Civilization's got to function. So we're stuck. We're literally running out of power on Earth to keep scaling AI the way we've been doing it. And even things like nuclear, solar, all these things take time. And it doesn't align with how quickly AI is moving. But space solves this, completely solves it actually. Elon's talking about satellites with AI compute that are in sun-synchronous orbits. This means that these satellites orbit the Earth in a way where there's always sunlight hitting the satellite, literally 24/7. There's no nighttime for these satellites. There's no clouds, there's no weather, there's nothing. Just constant sun 24/7. They generate their own power from solar panels that are way more efficient in space than they are on Earth. On Earth, your solar panels only work during the day, and even then, you've got clouds and rain and all that stuff reducing efficiency. In space, you just have the sun blasting at you constantly at maximum efficiency. You don't need to build power plants. You don't need transmission lines. You don't need to compete with anybody else for electricity. The sun is just there, pumping out more energy than humanity could use in literally a million years. And you're just sitting there in space, if you're a satellite, collecting it for free. Now, of course, the cooling part of this is pretty crazy as well. On Earth, these data centers that we're talking about for AI, they have these crazy elaborate cooling systems. They have water cooling, air conditioning. You've got entire buildings just dedicated to keeping the computers from melting, literally. Jensen Huang from NVIDIA was talking about this in a very recent podcast that he did. He said for 2 tons of every server rack, 1.95 tons of it is just cooling equipment, literally 97%. But in space, you just radiate the heat into the vacuum, and that's it. There's no water, no air conditioning, no maintenance. The vacuum of space is like the perfect heat sink. There's nothing there to absorb the heat except what you radiate away. So you eliminate basically all the expensive infrastructure that makes AI data centers so costly to run here on Earth, just by being in space. Let's walk through Elon's math on how this is going to work. He says 1 megaton per year of satellites. That's 1 million kilograms. That sounds like a lot until you realize that Starship, SpaceX's newest rocket, can carry 100 to 150 tons per launch. So you're talking about something like 7 to 10 Starship launches to hit that 1 megaton target. SpaceX is already flying Starship test flights, and they're iterating really quickly here. So from a execution perspective, this is very doable. Now, each satellite's going to be about 100 kilowatts of compute power. You multiply that across 1 megaton of satellites and you get 100 gigawatts of AI added every single year. That's literally 20% of total US power generation, but you're adding it in space where it doesn't compete with anything and there's no regulations up there. And Elon's saying this will be the lowest cost way to do AI compute in less than 3 years. The lowest cost. Right now, building AI data centers on Earth costs a fortune. You've got the land, you've got construction, all the power infrastructure, cooling, maintenance, staffing, red tape, regulations, governments, NIMBYism, all that disappears. You launch the satellites, they power themselves from the sun, they cool themselves, and there's basically no operating costs from that point forward. Zero maintenance, ideally. Once they're up there, they just work. There's another key piece here, which is connecting all these satellites using Starlink via high bandwidth lasers. Starlink already has thousands of satellites up there providing internet. Those satellites talk to each other with laser links. So you add all these AI compute satellites to that network and it can process data up in space and just beam the results back down through Starlink. But the key thing here is that you're not constantly sending raw data up and down, which would be slow and expensive. You do the compute in space between all the satellites and send the answer back down. And that latency is actually really low since these are in low Earth orbit, just a couple hundred kilometers away from Earth. So the signal travel time is almost nothing. Now, if you're interested in staying on top of all this AI stuff and how space technology is evolving, Farzad.fm is where I go deep on these trends. We track what's happening with Tesla, SpaceX, AI, that whole ecosystem, plus all the other AI companies as well. So if you're interested, go check it out if you really want to understand where all of this is headed. Now, let's talk about phase 2. And this is where it gets really sci-fi. This is where Elon's talking about building factories on the moon that manufacture AI satellites using lunar materials, literally from the moon, and then launching them with mass drivers, these electromagnetic mass drivers. A mass driver is literally an electromagnetic railgun. You've got magnets that accelerate an object down a track, and at the end of the track, the object is going fast enough to just fly off into space. There's no rockets, there's no fuel, just electricity and magnets. And if you pair that with the moon's gravity is only 1/6 of Earth's gravity. If you want to launch something on Earth, you need massive rockets burning tons of fuel to hit escape velocity, which is 11 kilometers per second, roughly. But from the moon, escape velocity is only 2.4 kilometers per second, literally 1/6. So if you can manufacture satellites on the moon using stuff you mine from the lunar surface, you don't have to haul everything up from Earth, which is super expensive and energy intensive. You can literally build a track that's a few kilometers long on the moon, and you accelerate satellites down that railgun. Then they reach escape velocity and then they fly off into space. You don't need fuel to propel that, just electricity, which you generate from solar panels on the moon's surface. And then you can scale this up to launching thousands and thousands of satellites. Elon says that this scales to more than 100 terawatts per year of AI compute. That's 100,000 gigawatts. The entire United States uses less than half a terawatt on average. Half. So we're talking about AI compute capacity that is hundreds of times bigger than all the electricity America generates. This is a totally different level of capability. This is civilization-changing scale. And this is where the Kardashev scale comes in. This is a way of measuring how advanced a civilization is based on how much energy they can use. Type 1 civilizations use all their energy on their planet. Type 2 civilizations use all the energy from their star. We are not even type 1. We use a tiny fraction of Earth's energy, fossil fuels mainly. And Earth itself only gets like 1/billionth of the sun's total energy output. The sun is just spraying energy everywhere in freaking space, and we catch just a little tiny sliver of it, little tiny one. Now, if you want to get to type 2, you have to capture a meaningful chunk of the sun's energy. You can't do that from Earth. You would literally melt the freaking planet. You have to go into space and build massive infrastructure to collect that energy. And this is where Elon's talking about taking us to a type 2 civilization. We're building the infrastructure to use way more of the sun's energy than we currently do. Space AI satellites are the first step to doing that. You're building computing power in space, powered directly by the sun at a scale that's impossible on Earth. This literally sounds like science fiction. It sounds like Star Trek, Star Wars. I'm literally sitting here saying moon factories and railguns, and you're probably like, this dude has lost it. He's lost. He's gone. Goodbye. And what's hilarious is that the timeline's even freaking crazier. Elon's saying phase 1 of this, the AI satellites, happens in less than 3 years. Phase 2 with the moon factories with mass drivers within 4 years. That sounds, I don't think so. That 4-year one's kind of crazy. But we're not talking about 2050 or 2100. We're talking about 2030. That's the next presidential term. My toddler is literally going to remember when this started happening. That's how soon this is. So of course, the next logical question is, what does this mean for you, for industries, for daily life? AI capabilities are going to go through the roof, way faster than anyone expects. Right now, we're bottlenecked by how much compute we can build physically on Earth. There's limits on power, there's limits on cooling, limits on cost. But if you move AI to space, all those limits disappear. You can scale way faster. AI gets way more powerful, way quicker than anybody's predicting. We're talking about AI that can do stuff we think is impossible right now just by having access to massively more compute in space. For industries, this completely disrupts them. Right now, only huge tech companies can afford to build these massive AI data centers. Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, maybe a handful of others. If space-based AI becomes the cheapest option, suddenly the whole cost structure changes. Maybe smaller companies can compete by tapping into space-based compute. Or maybe SpaceX and Tesla become the dominant AI players since they're building the infrastructure, literally. Either way, the competitive landscape shifts dramatically. It is no longer status quo. Now, for your daily life, AI shows up everywhere way faster. Your phone gets smarter. Your car gets smarter. Everything gets smarter. Self-driving cars improve faster. AI assistants get way more capable. Medical diagnostics get more accurate. All of it accelerates at a pace that wouldn't be possible if we were stuck building data centers on Earth. There's also bigger picture stuff. Humanity is about to become a real multiplanetary species. We're building actual industrial infrastructure on the moon, manufacturing satellites on the frickin' moon, creating a space economy that's self-sustaining. This is the foundation for everything else. Once you've got factories on the moon, once you've got mass drivers launching cargo, once you've got AI satellites managing all of this, you've unlocked the solar system. Mars colonies become realistic. Asteroid mining becomes economically viable. Space-based solar power becomes possible. Starship unlocks all of this. But the other thing is, who is going to control this? Starship is the only vehicle that can deliver the mass to orbit that this plan needs. No other country or company is anywhere near the capability. So SpaceX and Elon, by extension, are positioned to build this entire infrastructure. That's a huge amount of power and influence. And it means the US, assuming SpaceX stays a US company and not a Martian one, has a massive strategic advantage. Space-based AI infrastructure becomes a national security thing real fast. For those of you who are Tesla investors or following Elon's companies, this connects directly to Tesla's long-term value. Tesla isn't just a car company, as you know, it's a freaking AI company, a robotics company, an energy company. And increasingly, it's connected to this whole space infrastructure through Elon's involvement in both companies. If Tesla becomes a major beneficiary of SpaceX's space-based AI, which seems likely, solar panels, AI, for Optimus, the value potential goes way beyond just selling cars or robots. You're talking about core infrastructure for humanity's expansion into space and the AI revolution. And I know a lot of you that watch these videos are Tesla investors who get this long-term vision. And if you've got more than $2 million of Tesla stock and you're thinking about how to manage that position smartly while staying aligned with the long-term potential, I've partnered with Rebellionaire for this video. Bradford Ferguson and Matt Smith, they run Rebellionaire, and they're totally different from typical financial advisors. They actually understand the Tesla story, the SpaceX story, the AI story. They've done cross-country FSD trips themselves to evaluate the technology. They've researched the energy business, the robotics, the whole ecosystem, Musk industry at large. Most traditional investment firms are going to look at you and your Tesla position and tell you that it's way too risky, it's way too big. They might even push you to diversify into boring things. But Rebellionaire gets it. They understand the long-term arc of what Elon's building. They help you structure things to maximize your shares while managing risk intelligently. Strategies like covered calls, trimming and rebalancing, all with the goal of maximizing the shares you hold when Tesla hits that long-term potential if it comes. If you're a Tesla investor with more than $2 million in stock, check them out at rebellionaire.com/Farzad. That's rebellionaire.com/Farzad, and I have links for that in the description below. I know this video was extra sci-fi today, but the reality is that this is a concrete plan with actual timelines, and it's in motion already. SpaceX is launching Starship regularly. Starlink is growing. StarCloud, which is a data center in space company, has literally trained an AI in space already. The technology space for space-based AI already exists. The economics work. The physics work. It's just about scaling up production and launching enough mass to orbit. And if there's one thing Elon's companies have proven they can do, is scale production faster than anyone expects. Space-based AI is the next revolution of the AI revolution. Moon factories are the next evolution of space industrialization, and it's happening way faster than people realize. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Does this make sense to you? Are you excited about it? Are you scared about it? Freaked out? Confused? Do you think I'm crazy? Let me know. Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was informative and helpful. Take it easy, everybody. Bye-bye.